Stop crying. It's Tuesday and I'm unemployed. So I want to make life worth living today. I want to make it a good Tuesday. Yesterday morning, I ordered 6 books from a used bookstore and I'm going to go pick them up now. I'm also going to stop by a coffee shop and finish my book. I just know it's gonna feel so good. This is how I see every single morning going. Waking up, journaling, having coffee, also reading, and then well, no, I actually don't want to go to a coffee shop every single morning. That was a lie. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I said that. Oops. No, my eyes are up here. And later, when we get back home, I want to do some collaging. That's a new hobby of mine. But for now, I just want to have a chill morning, relax, finish my book. Also, yesterday, something really weird happened to me. And this is a pattern at this point, okay? When the universe sees that I am traveling with a book that I don't really like, it makes it so that I get stuck in a train station for at least 2 hours with that book and no battery on my phone. So the only thing that I can do is read at that point. So I started the moviegoer a year ago, I think, or more than a year ago. And after about 30 pages, I DNF'd it because I thought that it wasn't for me. A week ago, I picked it up again and I started liking it. But then after about 30 pages, I realized that it's actually not that great and I might have been right. I pushed through regardless up until page 110, I think. Yesterday, I was at the train station. My train got delayed an hour. I was like, okay, an hour isn't that long. And then it got delayed another hour. So I was there for 2 hours. And then I also read on the train a little bit more, which, you know, whenever I am in the context of being kind of obliged to read, I always get a lot more familiar with the book and I start liking it a lot more. Because also, if I'm obliged to read something, that means that I have no distractions really. I started liking the book finally, but you know, it's just sad that it had to happen this way. But right now I'm gonna get ready and I'll see you on the outside. It was really nice going out. It was really nice having some coffee, which was really watered down, by the way. I don't know what the fuck they did to it, but it was like I was drinking water with just a tiny bit of coffee flavor and just a tiny bit of coconut milk flavor. It wasn't that great, but we're back. I want to show you what I got from the thrift. The second thrift shop was not a success. I did find some cool things. I mean, 2 things in the first one. Let me get my mic down so I can try them on. For you and for you only. It's size M, and I feel like you can see that it's too big. The straps are falling. That's what you get when you go to the thrift, and it's fine. Okay, and the next one I got, I think I'm gonna like it more because it is much smaller than this one. And by the way, I paid less than $1 for each one of these. Kind of the same fit. I don't know if I put it on correctly, actually. Okay, that doesn't make much of a difference. Yeah, I feel like it's fine for just, you know, chilling. I haven't washed them yet. I'm just gonna wear it until I finish filming this clip, and then I promise I'm gonna put them away. Okay, now I want to talk about the book that I read while I was at the coffee shop. The thing is, I heard about this book when I was reading another book, and it was, if I'm not mistaken, Every Time I Find the Meaning of Life, They Change It. They just mentioned this book randomly, and I thought the title seems so simple and just fascinating and just exactly my type of title. So I bought it, and I bought it off of Vinted because I found it really cheap there. Now, if you want to buy it new, it's like $20, but I got it for like $5. I don't know, this is considered a modern classic. The truth is, I can see why, okay? It gives off really modern classic vibes. If you read this, you're gonna understand. The writing is superb, okay? I love it. I love it. I just have to give it 2 stars because it wasn't that great. I liked the writing, but there's just so much unnecessary stuff going on. It was like the first 30 pages, it promised me that it was gonna be a type of book that I would be interested in, and then it just kind of fell off. I don't know, and it's not even that much about movies, you know? It doesn't, I think it mentions like a maximum of 7 movies. I understand that this is not the point of the book, okay? If you've read the book, then you know what I'm talking about. Being a moviegoer is not about actually going to the movies. It's about that feeling that you're always on the search, right? You're always searching for the meaning or whatever the fuck, because I never understood what he was actually searching for, which is actually an aspect that I appreciated about this book. It was so introspective and so introspective. Is that a word? I don't know. I mean, I know that is a word, but does that work in the sentence? Okay, I'm gonna read you the back so you can see if you wanna read it or not. Or I'm not gonna do that because I feel like whenever I do that, it's kind of boring. You know what? This is the blurb of it. Read it if you want. I highlighted so many passages from this book, so many passages that I just loved. Again, the writing is very good. It's exactly the kind of writing that I would want in a lot of the novels that I read. It's simple. It's absurd at times, I guess. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you my problems with it now because I know exactly what my problems were. Tell me why you need to give us the backstory of a character that you only mention once. His family is so big, and we need to know every aspect of every one of the members of the family. You don't need to tell me because it bores the fuck out of me. Why do I need to know? You know, I would have much more appreciated if you would have just mentioned their names and let us, the readers, decide for ourselves what type of character this character is based on the dialogue or their mannerisms or whatever. You know, I think there's a time and place to give us all the details and not show us, you know, just talk a lot and not show. But this wasn't the time and place for that. And I feel like 90% of the time, you don't have to do that. 90% of the time, you have to show and not tell. And I feel like this book just told a lot and didn't show. Spoiler alert, he married his cousin. I get it. It's the 50s, all right? Nobody was finding that weird. But not even like a single thought goes through your mind about that. Don't you think that's kind of weird? I don't know. Again, the writing was really good. It was just such a shame for me. Such a shame that I didn't enjoy it. I mean, no, the shame was that this could have been so much more, and I feel like it did not deliver. Anyway, as I said, 2 stars. Now, let's look at the books that I bought because I'm really excited. But before we do that, just know that every one of the copies that I'm about to show you, they're disheveled. They look like shit. They've been read and reread probably, or just carried around a lot. Also, they were very cheap. All right, did I mention I have like 7 books? We're starting with Concise English Dictionary. You know, I just realized I don't have an English dictionary. I said, why not? It's gonna be really useful, I think. I don't know. I would have actually liked more of a literary dictionary, which is funny because I have this. Wait, Dictionary of Literary Biography. But I didn't have an actual, you know, word dictionary. And now I do. It is a concise one, and that's fine. Next, it's Catalina by Somerset Maugham. I hope I pronounced his name right because it sounds like I said mom. Look at this cover. I think it's just so simple and beautiful. It has a bunch of scribbles on it. Also, the inside cover has a bunch of calculations on it. But unfortunately, none of these books have annotations on them, which is kind of disappointing. It does have a dedication, a small gift to Valentina from Dan to remember me. My goodness, that's so sweet. That's so cute. I read the Somerset Maugham before. This is the book that I read from him right now. I can't remember, but future me will edit this in. I just thought the subject was kind of interesting. It's about a cripple that's been promised a miraculous cure, but she becomes the center of a storm of religious and political intrigue. That's interesting. So that's the second one. Next we have, this one I ordered 2 weeks ago. It's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. I don't know if it's the complete version because this copy is kind of short if you ask me. But I realized I didn't own this book, and that's a shame. How can I call myself a reader if I don't own this book, you know? Just want to cover all my basics. My Family and Other Animals by Gerald, Durrell. I don't know, I feel like I heard about this book before, but I don't know where. Does it seem familiar to you? I don't know what it's about. I just bought it because, well, first of all, I heard about it. Second of all, look at the cover. What I don't like about it, though, is the fact that the writing is, I feel like it's too small, and it's probably going to be a little bit of an eye strain. We're going to see. It's not a very long book. It's got under 300 pages, so I don't know. I'm very curious about it. Yeah, My Family and Other Animals. I can relate. Next. Oh, this one you're gonna like. Madame Bovary. My Romanian lit teacher was, I don't know, yapping about this book all the time. So I finally got my hands on it. Finally have it in my collection. I don't know. Feel like this is another one of those things that you just gotta read. It's not like you have to read what everybody else reads. It's not like you have to read all the classics. Plus, you literally can't. But I feel like this spoke to me because I've heard other people talk about it and I felt like it would be my type of book. Okay, next. A Dictionary of the Theater. Theater. Such a great cover. And you might think that this is a weird buy for someone that doesn't, do theater. I'm just thinking that one day it might be useful, if you want to write something adjacent to the subject. You don't have to use AI to look up stuff about it. You can go through this. Also, it's the kind of thing that you can put on your doom scrolling shelf. I can't believe I never owned a D.H. Lawrence before, but I got the Rainbow. And once again, look at this cover, please. It's got chickens. I grew up with chickens. This is just the perfect book cover for me. I don't know if I'm so much interested in the subject. I think I just bought it for the cover, honestly. And we have another dedication from Natasha, I think, with a lot of sympathy. It's in Romanian. I love it when this happens. And when this first appeared, it was sold for £1 in the UK. Isn't that crazy? This was it, my impromptu book haul. Now, I'm gonna take a little break and I have to put these books away. I wanna take a shower. It was so hot outside. I need to get used to the fact that I can't succeed at something the first minute I try it. It's the first time I've ever used this thing, so I'm gonna put the cap back on and maybe try to do that again tomorrow. It's almost 11 p.m. I am tired. I woke up at 6:30. I don't even know if I mentioned this. No, it was 7. It was 7:20. I don't know why I said 6:30. Anyway, I'm just too tired. I thought I would be able to start a new book, but girl, I ain't. I'm not physically able to start a book right now, and that diamond painting is just staring at me and it's calling my name, but I'm too tired for that too. I had a lot of fun today. You know what, I kind of tried to manufacture the perfect Tuesday. Well, I am unemployed. Of course I get to do this whenever the fuck I want, which is nice, but also need a job, baby. Anyway, I have my glasses on because I usually use them these days just to watch TV. I don't see very well. As I was saying, I enjoyed today a lot. The cafe was so. Like, I don't know, I told you, the coffee wasn't great. I had fun reading. I had 40 pages left to read because last night on the train I got to page 200. So I said to myself that this morning I was gonna go to the coffee shop and read the rest of the 40 pages, which I did. That's all I had to say. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I hope you have a great day.